So this M19's lease on life is slightly longer than the other 2 or 3 so far. We'll have to see how that works out for him as he crushes pretty much every building. I don't know, BrotherPedro has some sort of anti-establishment mantra that he's trying to put into place here. I wonder what that infantry squad is. Are those riflemen? Yeah, those are riflemen just, running along, and they're doing quite well for him, scouting out stuff for his M19 to kill, but now they're not going to do quite well, because it's a mortar. Whoa, but he's taken down this building in no time at all. Might even work his way through to the chewy, gooey center, which is the mortar, but he takes time out from his busy day to shoot a puma. But there's just too many buildings. You ever have that problem trying to shoot someone? There's just too many buildings in the way. You know who doesn't have that problem? Cruise missiles. Someone just died. Oh, all his riflemen. So that's not good. But on the plus side, he got the puma. But on the minus side, a panther just owned his M19. So M19 not going to be able to take a panther. So if BrotherPedro buys another M19, he's going to have to help his allies handle the panther. Oh, it's a tractor driving in the wrong direction. So that guy is trying to plow the fields to make amends for having destroyed so many buildings. He's like, guys, got our corn. We don't need corn. Corn is a new world crop. It is, isn't it? I'm not really. Agriculture, yes, this is why you come to the Men of War shoutcasts. So this scout is miraculously still alive, and now there's some tank crewmen to distract the opponent from the scout sneaking around. What he's going to do with the scout is anyone's guess. It would be nice if he could get him into a bush. Right now he's in an open field. Not the best place even for the sneakiest of sneakies. Well, he's still alive. Look, there's another M19. Surprise! Or did he have 2 M19s already? No, I think he bought another. I hiccuped. Stuff is blown up. That's Calliope, I think. Very impressive explosions. Say what you will about the Calliope, it makes impressive explosions in whatever context. Oof, track damage. That's not good. How he lost the leftmost track is kind of a mystery, but whatever did it is going to keep shooting. I guess the Panther certainly has the range to do that. Rather unlucky for the Axis that the Panther hit the track instead of something explosive, because the same thing happens. Oh, they hit the engine too. Same thing happens when you fire with a Panzerfaust. Hey, look, frozen liquidity is on this guy's team. Same thing happens when you fire like a Panzerschreck or a Panzerfaust, some sort of high explosive that you want to. Whoop, there's the other track. This is just bad luck for the Axis, but on the other hand, with both tracks damaged, it's going to sit around and get shot. But you really want to aim for the engine and set the engine on fire so that the thing explodes, or at the very least aim for the hull, because if you hit the track, maybe you get a guaranteed kill, but you just killed the track. Nice job. That's like, that's bad. That's not as good. I was gonna make some sort of analogy, but I couldn't think of like us aiming for Saddam Hussein, but only getting his sons. But his sons were jerks too, and it's not like they did anything more or less. So that smoke grenade was designed to get the scout over the fence, out of danger. Or not in danger, but mostly what it just did is draw lots and lots of enemy attention. So it looks like the scout's probably going to make it out, but only at the cost of blowing his... Oh god! He's dead. Okay, well, that was the adventures of Mr. Scout, and I would like you to note that he did nothing the entire time. He did not kill one person, did not reveal one thing. It was the rifleman who revealed everything. And had he been a squad of assault troopers, instead of tossing smoke and hopping over the fence, he could have been like, "What's up, motherfuckers? Bam, 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 bam," and everyone would have died. So this is why I prefer assault troops to recon forces. This is also why I would make a bad wartime commander, but a very good action movie director. Is that the Panther? No, that's clearly not the Panther, because it just exploded. That was a Puma, I think. Whatever is going on, this M19 is the one doing it. This is just ridiculous. He's just driving right in and killing everything. Running over the mortar, decrews the mortar, kills the Puma, main gun destroyed, Pack 48 refaces and destroys. Yeah, well, that was very brave, and it sort of paid off, but I'm not sure if it paid off in more than what the M19 cost, although it probably did, considering he got the Puma at a lot of people. And more importantly, he revealed the extent of the defenses that they have back there, which is nothing except the pack, which he's not going to kill because it's facing them in the wrong direction. So this is a Slugger. The Slugger is a tank destroyer. Very light armor, very nice cannon, very ugly design, in my opinion. But unfortunately, it does not quite have the accuracy to take out that AT gun, because the AT gun has a very small profile, something people maybe don't think about quite a bit, but profile matters a whole lot in Men of War. It's not some sort of like chance to hit percentage. You are shooting a real shell, and the shell either hits or it misses, and if it's shooting at smaller stuff, it's quite likely to miss. This is why something like a Hetzer with a very squat profile is a very nice tank for tank fighting, whereas something like a Sherman, which is about as fat as Americans actually turned out after a while, is not so great in a tank fight. You don't want to bring fat people to a tank fight, and which is why the M1 Abrams, which is what we use nowadays, is much squatter than the Sherman. It actually might be as tall, I mean, considering it's a beast of a tank, but you can tell the design is kind of flat and tries not to poke up too much, doesn't want to make a big brouhaha for itself. Here's another M19 coming in. See if you can guess how this is going to end. That's one SMG infantry dead, one tank crewman dead. I guess that's an AT gun they're pointing out. This is a bit blurry on my screen. This is the downside of having no replays in Men of War. You have to watch these videos which are encoded, which, thank you very much. Oh, he's dead. That was the Panther. Thank you very much for providing it, BrotherPedro, but of course it's always going to be slightly worse, because, or even significantly worse, just because it's hard to see what's going on compared to a replay. I want replays. If I could have one thing in Men of War, it would be... what would it be? Maybe it would be replays. It might be replays. So he just destroyed his own N19 rather than let it fall into the nefarious Nazi hands. Which is understandable. I smash things all the time to make sure they don't fall into Nazi hands. It might not be as defensible in my case, because most of the Nazis are gone, but it's a pretty good excuse to smash things, all things considered. I mean, like I said, as far as excuses to smash thing goes, it's much better than a lot of other excuses. Like, I felt like it, nah, it's not gonna fly. But I had to stop the Nazis from getting it, yep, totally gonna work. Not so much with dynamite, though. Oklahoma City bombing, I think, was an attempt to keep that building out of the Nazi hands. You don't really hear about that. It's covered up. So here's riflemen charging in. I like how BrotherPedro is using quite a lot of riflemen in this game. A lot of very basic infantry. Those guys should probably be prone, but they're getting behind a wall, so that's just as good. In fact, even better than being prone. But I really like how he's using a lot of riflemen. A lot of people figure, riflemen, I don't need riflemen, or maybe I need riflemen 5 seconds into the game, but never again. But no, you can use riflemen the entire time. You don't have to replace them with assault infantry or something. They're cheap, they're plentiful, they don't care if they die, or if they do, they don't make a big deal about it because they're cheap. And so, you know, they fight just as well after the game's been going for half an hour as they do from the very beginning. Look at the shelling, completely missing these riflemen, which is very lucky for them. But he's going to have to move out of the middle soon if he doesn't, or not out of the middle, out of that point soon, if he doesn't want to get shelled. But like I said, as soon as BrotherPedro started focusing on the left and making some assaults, things started getting rosy. Things started coming up daisies and going his way. Because that's, if you can make huge amounts of demands on your opponent's time and attention and resources, then things are good. Whereas if you focus all in the middle, you only give them one thing to worry about, and that's not good. You want to give them many things to worry about. This is why I tell them they have AIDS in the very beginning of each fight, and that's just another thing for them to worry about. Here's the Panther trying to get his tank destroyer to kill the Panther. That artillery cannot hit anything. As I say this, 2 of the people die. So, did that say Jagd Panzer? I don't know. Whoa, crew contused, so this is pretty ballsy on his part, shooting on the front of a Panther with his tank destroyer. The Slugger does have a chance to penetrate, and it does penetrate. Turret destroyed. Panther cannot move the turret. He will have to pull the Panther out of there. If he can hit the tread before it gets away, that will be ugly. M19 going in, gets shot by a Panther, so there's another Panther.